Ooh, live stream out and about. We're not in the office today. Thank God. It's funny. It was like 50-something degrees this morning where I'm at, and of course Siri's like, "Oh, don't worry. There's 0% chance of precipitation. It's not gonna rain today. Don't worry, Jory. You can wear a vintage watch. You don't gotta worry about it." And then I get out outside and I start driving and it starts raining. I'm like, cool. Ends up, it's not. It stopped where I'm at, but you just can't trust her. Is what I'm trying to get at. Spiel says, congrats on 80. Thank you so much. Isaac's here. Steven, Certified T3 Bot, says, hey, I'm waiting at the doctor's, but I'll be back when I'm done. Don't worry, I'm not dying. Good. Hopefully, it's just a routine checkup. Get your checkups, guys. And girls. Technom3 says, wow, 80,000, you deserve it. Congrats, man. Thank you so much, dude. I couldn't have done it without you guys. Lyndon says, Avengers. Awesome. Jorgo, or Horgo92 says, good morning, T3. Congrats on 80,000. Thank you so much, man. Waba. Outside again because it's beautiful. And I had to take advantage of the weather right now. Apparently, it wasn't going to rain, but then, as I said earlier, it started to rain this morning. And I was like, what? I'm going to have to put my watch in my pocket because I'm scared of it getting wet? I'm just kidding. I don't do that. I do it live. What happens, happens. If it dies, it dies. Daily Beater says, once again, we meet at last. Pat DeCola says, I need my daily rant. It'll probably come up. Don't worry. It'll happen. Guaranteed. Gimby Dude says, sweet, 80,000. Well deserved. Thank you so much, dude. Alex says, hey, I'm new to your channel, but it's amazing. Well, welcome. Just so you know, Alex, I have a whole playlist dedicated to videos for the new watch collector. I'm not trying to assume that you're a novice watch collector, but if you happen to be new to my channel, that might be, a place you want to snoop around. But thank you so much for getting me to 80,000, bro. Peter says, audio is a bit wafty, Jory. I'm wearing my AirPods. Let me know if anybody else is having audio problems. Jorgo says, let's get them likes up. Okay, Lyndon also says, hold on. I'm taking him out. Guys, we're going to do some technical manipulation at the beginning of the live stream.
Is this better? Can you hear me better? Let me know. Mic is super low. Can you hear me better? Okay, then guess what? These are out of here. These are out of here. I don't know what happened to my AirPods, but let me tell you something. The people are asking me if I'm gonna get the new AirPods. I might. Would I recommend getting these AirPods? No. So here's my conundrum, if you will. It's not really a rant. Maybe you guys can help me out with it. These original AirPods, I have a little case on it, but these OG AirPods they are so bad. Sorry, glitched out a little bit. That I don't know if I would even invest like the $250 in the new ones, because these are so bad. I don't know if I'd even ever want the, you know what I mean? So what do I do? Or did they make these bad on purpose so that I'm like, oh, maybe the new ones are better? I don't know. Alfred from Sacktown, the capital, what's going on? We hear you, master. What is your request? Order 66. James K, Certified T3 Bot and moderator, says muffled Jory's better than no Jory. Amen to that. Am I right? Cameron Clark, literally as I was waiting to get my coffee, I got your email, and I'm so happy that you are thrilled with your little hammy there. The gorgeous Boatswain 3 went to Cameron, so thanks for supporting the shop, thanks for supporting the channel, and I'm glad you enjoy the watch, bro. And thanks for writing to me. I tell everybody that I write to, I'm like, hey, let me know what you think about the watch. Nobody writes to me. I'm like, what am I to you? Am I a joke to you? The Dalek says, making you think the new ones will be better. It's a very Apple thing to do. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, the OG AirPods are so bad, and I do not recommend them, to the point where, like, the new ones were announced, and I was like, so what? My Chinese watch collection says, congratulations on hitting 8,000 subs. Well deserved. Thank you so much, man. Andrew Hannum, certified T3 bot and moderator. What's going on? The Bird on Watches. The Bird on Watches has been a supporter since, like, for a very long time. I don't know what number, but he's been here for a while. Love you, bro. Reading comments. Spiel says, why are they so bad? There's connectivity issues. There's weird audio problems. Like, apparently I sounded muffled. Sometimes one charge, like in the charging little pod, like in this little egg thing, sometimes only one will charge and the other one won't for some reason. You're supposed to be able to, if you open this up, like the top thing, it's supposed to immediately show up on your interface that there's like a certain amount of battery left. It does it maybe 40% of the time, not even, like 30% of the time it'll actually give you that interface. It's very annoying. Hold on, guys. Huracan. That sounded good, huh? Huh? James K, certified T3 bot and moderator, says rare Girard-Perregaux. I'm probably pronouncing it. It's not authentic how you pronounce it. Girard-Perregaux Gyromatic. Guys, that watch, I would probably keep for myself, honestly. I'm thinking about it. Finding that watch in that condition was an absolute no-brainer. And the dimensions are so good if you don't like smaller watches. Like, if you're not interested in like the smaller vintage, more gentleman's size, that GP is 36 millimeters with like a 42 millimeter lug to lug. So it wears like bigger than a Datejust, much bigger than a Datejust. Marissa, certified T3 bot, and my sister says, was that Connie driving by? I don't think so. I guarantee you Connie is asleep. Woo! First sip of coffee. Love it. Kicks you right in the jaw. They made it strong today. What do I think of giant alarm clock watches? Disgusting. Neil says, love the store. Please keep them coming. Thank you so much, brother. I'm trying weekly. You know, I'm getting new things in and then looked at and certified and everything. So the latest edition was that Girard-Perregaux. Marissa says, did I hear Austin? No. I am lonely. I'm alone today, guys. I'm not alone. I'm with all you guys. Dan McCaslin says, certified T3 bot says, coffee, Lambo, red vest, on point today, son. Yo, that's not even it, bro. Check it out. Check out my outfit. Warby Parker's, Columbia, a shirt I got at Target. Nike Prestos and Levi's. And you guys are gonna have to tell me when to do the watch check, because on my screen it says that there are only 7 people here. And then David Coleman just commented on one of my videos, cut off the beard, that would be a good start. He's probably a troll, I don't know what video, but it just showed up on my screen. It says there's only 6 people in the chat, but I know that that's not the case. So tell me when there's 100 people here and I'll do a wristwatch check. But one of my moderators do it so I can trust you. And guess what? It can't be James, because James is going to try to sabotage me. There's 69 people here. Nice. Well, today this is like a comfy outfit. You know what I mean? It's like I'm chill. It's Saturday. It's a little sporty. Not going to show you my watch, but that's a hint. James K, certified T3 moderator, says, fine, there's one person here, you. Dems Chen says 70. Okay, so we're bobbing around 70, that's okay. Let me know when there's 100 and I'll do a wristwatch check for you guys. John Banani, hope I pronounced your name right. He says, Bell Jewelry, and congratulations on your 80,000 subscribers. What do you think of the 1979 Timex diver watch they're bringing back? I just purchased one. So are you talking about the green dial? Did you get the matte green dial? Because that looks really, really cool, actually. 79 voices in my head. Jonathan Stoddard from Louisiana. What's going on, dude? Andrew's on it. He's going to tell me. He's going to keep me updated when I need to do a wristwatch check. James K, certified T3 bot and moderator, says, unbelievably, the Elgin Garfield is still available. That's true, man. That's under... It's like well under 400 bucks and no one's purchased that Elgin, which is crazy. That quilted dial, small seconds. Come on, man. Jonathan Stoddard says, congrats on 80,000, onward and upward to 100,000, 200,000, and on. Gotta start somewhere, so. Ooh, timing belt. Thank you so much, by the way. My goal is 100,000. We will get there. We will get there, guys. Armando says, no, it's pronounced Vacheron Constantin. Oh man, people enjoyed that episode, I think. I hope. He's referring to my Friday episode. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Seagull 1963 on my wrist? No, actually. Good guess, but not. Patrick, am I in Miami? No, I'm not in Miami. There's like no little neighborhoods in Miami that look like this. That'd be, I don't know, probably be a party going on behind me if I was in Miami. No, I'm in LA, bro. I'm in SoCal. Marcos Rodriguez says, shout out from Brooklyn. Hope all is well. Gone for a minute. Good to be back in the States. Hey, man. Well, welcome back. We're happy to have you in the States, man. Laszlo, certified T3 says, hello. Wrong channel. Hello, it's Jody from Just One More Watch. Says, hello and welcome. Happy 80,000, my man. Thank you so much, bro. Best watch for watching the UFC fights? Something strong. Maybe an Invicta. Detroit. The D. Blizzard. Is it cold in the D right now? Whew, this coffee's strong today. Cooler says, shout out from Watford, England. Oh, thank you. I cannot pronounce her. I wish I could pronounce her name, bro. Hello, it's Jody from Just One More Watch. Every live stream I have to do a Jody impression. Okay, so it's very cold and rainy in the D. D3, baby. Daily Beater says the best car sound ever is the Mercedes SLS McLaren. Christian Govig says, yo, what's up, Jory? Oh, C's is here. C says, congrats, Jory. Thanks, brother. You've been here, like, since, like, probably, like, 100 subscribers. C's and the Bird on Watches have been here for a very long time. Blizzard says, only wearing a humble Timex today. Hey, man. Doesn't matter what you're wearing as long as you like it. Frank says, greetings from Germany, Deutschland. Gute Nacht. Right? Gute Nacht? It's probably around nighttime there, right? Just kidding. It's probably like afternoon. But Guten Tag? Teach me. Christian says, I've been here since you've had like 5,000 and I knew you'd do great things. Well, thanks, man. Thanks for believing in me. Hope I'm not disappointing you, and I hope the content is progressing in a good way. So I hope I'm going upwards. Gabriel says, almost 7 p.m. here in Germany. Okay, so gute Nacht. right? It's evening. I don't know how to say like evening, but I said no. Bird on Watches says you've excelled. One of the greatest watch enthusiast channels since AC3. Seriously, man. Thank you. Guten Abend. Okay, thank you. I'm learning, guys. Patrick says I've been here since 79,999 subscribers. Well, you rock, bro. Thanks for pushing me over the edge. Mr. Banana says congrats on 8,000. Thank you so much. Excuse me. Jose Munez. Can't wait any longer. He wants a wristwatch check. What I meant to say is, can one of my excuse me. What I meant to say is how many people are in here, because there's 90 in chat. Okay, because it only says 9, so I'm assuming that for some reason YouTube is not showing the other number. So when it does get to 1,000, someone tell me. Chi-Town, California certified T3 bot says congrats, Jordog. Thank you so much, guys. It's been I would say it's been a long time coming, but I have not been on YouTube for a very long time at all. So and I never anticipated I'd get this far at all. So I went, you know what's crazy is I went from uploading like maybe once every 2 weeks if I felt like it. I think I went like a month without uploading when I first started, to uploading like making like 4 to 5 pieces of content a week. It's crazy. Watchco by day says T3, love the last video you dropped. Couldn't stop laughing, my friend. Great video. Thank you so much. Mr. Banana says, how long have you been on YouTube? 2 years? Just about 2 years. Yeah. Andrew Hannum, certified T3 bot and moderator, says Jory, I remember your first vids. Yeah, don't watch the first vids on my channel. I had no idea what I still don't know what I'm doing, but Patrick says great growth for 2 years. Thanks, man. I think so. I didn't think anybody would watch my stuff, but lo and behold, we're over 80,000 now. So thank you, guys. Give him a holiday. Says, wow, 2 years. That's a lot of Vietnamese coffee. I know. It's practically pumped through my veins at this point. Chi-Town, California is accurate. He says his first vid had curse words, cat fights, and a Rolex. What a way to kick off the channel. It's funny, for the first episode on my channel, literally my cats fought in the background. I dropped the F-bomb like 1,000,000 times. And I was wearing a Rolex. That's very true, actually. That's the first episode I ever made. Can we get a coffee check? Yes, we can. A lot of coffee. Numberman says, phenomenal beard, lad. Thank you. Swag. Kaiser says, congratulations, Jory. Thank you so much, man. Peabodyable. I hope I said your name right. It says, got a vintage to sew on the way after watching your episode. Thanks for being there, Jory. Amen, man. Thank you. It's a lot of ice. Yeah, well, you gotta keep it cold, bruh. Gotta keep it cold. Yeah, Jeffrey says, we don't watch your stuff. We just have nothing else to do Saturday afternoons, so we're just kind of here because we're here. We don't really care about you. I'm just kidding. Oh, is Milcom in the chat? Is Milcom here? Nico's here. What's going on, man? Daily Beater, does your shop send stuff overseas to Australia? Daily Beater, yes. The shop sends stuff. I've sent multiple watches to Australia. I've sent them to UK. I've sent one to Malaysia. I've sent one to Italy. Sent one to Switzerland. I sent one to, a bunch domestic, right? Let's see. What was another interesting place? One to Germany. Yeah, so yeah, a couple UK, Australia, Malaysia, Germany, Italy, and Switzerland. Yes. So we do. And guys, there's a international shipping calculator at checkout. So if you are interested, I'm gonna actually make it like a frequently asked questions episode, because so many people ask me things about the shop that I'm learning what is apparent to people and what isn't, like what is intuitive to people and what is not. So yeah, we ship internationally for anybody wondering. Andrew Hannum, moderator, certified see-through bot, says we are at 100. So let's do it. Wristwatch check. Ooh, strong today. Let's do this. There's a reason I'm wearing this today, guys. This is the watch I wore on my first ever episode. The first episode I ever filmed. So, had to do it. Super special. About 32 millimeters on my 7.5 inch wrist. This is the Bubbleback 2940 with the Kirk Rich California dial. Threaded crown, Agler movement. This is technically Rolazor, so that is gold on the bezel and the crown, and then obviously the case is stainless steel. So someone asked, help me out here, why do people like the California dial? I don't know if that's a snarky way of saying, I don't know how anyone could like that, but everyone's entitled to their opinion. I don't know really how to answer that question. That's like asking someone, hey, how does anybody like coffee ice cream? It's just some people do, some people don't. I understand that having Romans and Arabics on the dial are it might be off-putting to some people, but you know, I think that it is what it is. I think this Kirk Rich dial was pulled off very, very well. It's super clean, and it's just a gorgeous watch. I love it. I want my bubble back. Jory's bubble back watch. Mark says, other than your physique, what's so substantial about today? Well, not much when you're comparing it to me. I mean, let's be real. My beard, maybe? Nick says, the watch strap combo is sweet. Good day, Jory. Thank you so much. Yeah, I think putting it on a Perlon just gave it that classic look. Malcolm the moderator asks me a question, says, what watch do you wear the least? Out of everything. It's hard to say because sometimes I go months without wearing a watch because there's only 30 days in the month. So sometimes there's months that I won't wear a certain watch. What would I say that I probably wear? You know what? My SD Dupont Lac de Chine. That's a watch that does not get much wrist time for me, but it's so interesting and so cool. And it's such an interesting lacquer dial that I don't feel like getting rid of it. It's just something I don't wear a lot. So Milcom, that's probably the watch that I wear the least. I'm gonna go ahead and say that. My ST Dupont. Yeah, Dean's here, by the way, so I can rant. But Dean says my guess, the grandfather watch. Also, that's actually a very accurate answer. So the ST Dupont, but also the also my you're right, my Elgin Small Seconds, because it's my great grandfather's watch. So I don't, I don't baby my watches. Like I wore this in the rain today, wear the Vacheron out and about. But for some reason that watch is probably because of the sentimental value and the history. I literally do not want anything happening to it. So it took like 6 months in service to get the parts for it. So I feel like I keep it just very safe and very clean. So that's, yeah, probably a watch I wear the least. And guys, Mark Smith says, can't wait for State of the Collection. Guys, when I hit 100,000, I am doing a State of the Collection video. How do I feel about accessory bracelets? Like we're not talking about wristwatches, like a bracelet that you might wear on your other wrist or something. Perhaps okay, here's what I'll say. I don't like it, and this used to be a big thing on Instagram. It's not huge currently, but I'm sure it'll come back. It was huge like last year and all the years before, where people would stack like a watch and then a bunch of bracelets. I don't like that look at all. Maybe like personal preference though, right? If you want to do that, you want to do that. Maybe on your other wrist, that would be cool. But like I was given a gold bracelet that you can see in some of my videos I wear on my other wrist. But because of jiu-jitsu and like just daily life, sometimes I don't want to wear that, and it's annoying putting it on and taking it off. So yeah, but I have no problem with it. But if you're talking about that trend where people stack them, I don't like that look. It's just not for me. There's a little skull right there. I didn't notice that. Car guy says, I'm a bit late. Sup? Excuse me. What's going on, man? Cowboy Swami with a super chat says, where would AP be today without Gentis Royal Oak? Oh, man. That's a really good question. And the funny thing is that see, Patek Philippe would survive without the Nautilus, for sure. Now, if you're also going to say, okay, let's take away the Calatrava, that would be a different story. But Patek would survive without the Nautilus. Vacheron would absolutely survive without the Overseas. I don't know if AP could survive without the Royal Oak. And Chi-Town, California, certified T3 bot says AP would be where Universal Genève is today. Non-existent. Nico says in the history books, perhaps. Mustache hair in my mouth, guys. David Beckham does not stack, though. He's classy like the Tudor Submariner, the beacon of light that beckoned me into the little pawn shop down the street where I live with my Spice Girl girlfriend. It's kind of turning into Jason Statham. I don't mind it, though. Andrew Hannum, certified T3 bot and moderator, says, when do you, this is a question I actually get a lot. He says, when do you think you need to downsize? 20 watches? I don't think you ever need, I mean, if you are able to, and I could not say 20 watches because I'm already past that, so it would be very hypocritical for me to say that. I don't think there is a number, right? Like, why does there have to be a number? They made it very well today. Patrick says, going to a wedding tonight, Mazel Tov, and wearing a black suit. Is Omega Seamaster 300 meter black dial on a black rubber strap a no-go? So that's very common nowadays. Nowadays, people are mixing these more sporty silicone diving straps and formal attire. And you know what brought that about? Richard Mille, okay? Richard Mille. Because of the influx and prominence of Richard Mille's ugly, hideous sports watches and their silicone straps, celebrities and athletes and debutantes are wearing these sports watches with their, suits and tuxedos and whatever. So it's it is acceptable, I suppose. I wouldn't do it if I had the ability to have a dressy watch or a leather strap. Why not choose that? That's kind of the fun of watch collecting, right? You have different watches for different situations and scenarios and this or that. And so can you wear a Seamaster with a rubber strap and a suit? Yeah, of course you can. Would I? Probably not, but it's not because it's bad. It's just because I don't do that. I wouldn't even wear a NATO strap with a suit. I might wear a Perlon, maybe, but I'd more often than not wear either, you know, a classic beads of rice bracelet or a leather. You know what I mean? Adam Green says, what do you think of MVMT watches? Well, Adam, I love them. I'm just kidding. I don't know if you're trolling me or not. I don't know if you're trying to like you're trying to trigger a rant. But I've made a few episodes about MVMT. Not a huge fan, but you know, not a big fan. Roger with the super chat says, a friend is selling me a Rolex Polar 2 and an Omega Pitch Black Dark Side of the Moon, both with complete sets for $13K. Is this a good deal? Should I do it? Is this friend reliable? Do you want those two watches? Which Polar 2? The 16570 or the 216-570? Which one? Okay, Adam Green says, serious question. So let me elaborate. MVMT, okay, so there is, I gotta go way back for this. There is a Chinese Amazon. Okay, have you heard of like AliExpress or Alibaba.com? It's essentially the Chinese Amazon. So you can find a ton of different wares, a ton of different things. Foldable chairs, hats, TVs, but you can also find wristwatches, unfortunately. What these kids, because they're marketers essentially, which is good. To be in sales, you have to market. I market myself to you guys, right? To get you to look at the content. Like, marketing isn't bad, sales isn't bad, but honesty is still the key, because when I try to sell you guys my watches, for instance, at the store, I have to live with myself after the deal. That's rule number one of sales. You gotta live with yourself after the deal, or else it's not sustainable. Because I could try to screw someone over and make a few extra bucks, but can I sleep at night? And is it sustainable? No. Guys, is this a rant? Yes or no? I don't know if it's a rant, but I'm going to continue. Forgive me. So what these guys did, MVMT, is they essentially figured out drop shipping. Okay, where there's already a product. It's kind of like white labeling. They found a product and at a very low price, and they were able to upsell it. That's it. They were able to just upsell it. They became a little bit more sophisticated, and they were able to brand these AliExpress watches for you know, a couple $100. Now, is it the worst thing in the world? No, but when you find an MVMT watch for like $200 or $150, whatever, on their website, and you go to AliExpress and you find the same exact watch just without the MVMT logo. I'm not even saying a watch that resembles it. I'm saying the same exact watch for like $2. It's a big deal. People are talking. It's not. Yeah, it's not my thing. So. Here's why. I don't have like a personal vendetta against MVMT, but what I'm saying is, if you're going to spend, you know, a couple $100 on MVMT, what I would say is just hold on to that money, watch a few videos from me, from other watch enthusiasts, look at some magazines, surf the internet, find out what you like, and then use that couple $100 maybe towards another piece that will last you a good long while, and something you can have some memories with. People are mentioning the Teddy Baltazar documentary. I urge you guys to watch that if you want some more insight. I was in it, I've been told, and yeah, I'm pretty sure the quote I say is 5 reasons I hate MVMT watches. So that should kind of tell you everything you need to know about how I feel. James K says, I think it's pretty clear Jory has a personal vendetta. James K, certified T3 bot and moderator, says the Zenith marked Movado is still available. Guys, there's a link there. Please check it out. Check it out. that Movado. See, the one cool thing, I'm gonna put my hat back on because the sun's coming out. The one really cool thing about running my own shop is that I get to pick out the watches, right? And because I get to pick out the watches, if they don't sell, which has never happened, I get to keep them. So that Movado is so cool from a snapshot. Toupee glue is drying up. Yeah, gotta put the hat back on. Dude, I did not think I would be able to scoop up a Zenith signed Movado. Okay, this is from a snapshot in Neurology that is long gone. Okay, Movado is written on the dial right underneath the Zenith logo. The crown has the Zenith logo. You take the case back off, the inner case back says Zenith. And then, or did I say the crown says Movado? The crown says Zenith, my bad. Case back says Zenith. And then the movement says Zenith because it's a 17 jewel Zenith movement. For, what is it, under 500 bucks? Guys, what are you doing? You guys are sleeping on, you know what's crazy? This is one of the, probably the best drops on the site so far. And it's the slowest selling. Isn't that odd? So this is one of the coolest drops on the site. And I don't know, guys. I quit. I'm about to sneeze. That's why I stopped talking. I feel it. I heard. Excuse me. Retro World is here. What's going on, bro? How's your channel doing? He says, we had a Zenith TV growing up. You know what's crazy? When I was little, in the 80s, I'm just kidding, I was born in the 80s. Thank you. David says, bless you. You know what's crazy? So, I was born in 89, so I don't remember any of the 80s and like some of the 90s. But my parents had this big TV, okay? This huge TV. But it wasn't a flat screen, obviously, because those did not exist. But it was this huge TV with, it was like it's built into a cabinet. It was like this big cabinet. I'm sure some of you like already know where I'm going with this. And because I was so little, I thought the TV was enormous. I thought it was enormous. All right. And boy, okay, so like I had the little race car thing that would pop up, and you'd put a VHS in it, and it would like rewind it, and then you put it in the VCR to watch it. What I'm getting at is that it had a Mitsubishi logo on it, and it said Mitsubishi, and so I would always call it the Mitsubishi TV. And then I found out that the TV company made cars, and it blew my mind. I was like, I would walk outside, I was like, Dad, this car has the same logo as our TV. And my dad would be like, yeah, Jory. And I'm like, wow, it's a TV car. And I'd see like a Mitsubishi Lancer. I'd be like, oh, that's a TV car. Little did I know that Mitsubishi makes everything. And the Mitsubishi Zero was, you know, were the planes that attacked Pearl Harbor, unfortunately. But yeah, Mitsubishi was a company that made everything. Bird on Watches says, ours had a record player and radio on top. Dang. Whew. The tree just dropped something on me. Vince Goodrum is here. What's going on, brother? Jose Muniz says, my girlfriend's name is Zenith. That's crazy. Get her the watch, dude. What are you doing? You're sleeping on it. Get her the watch and she'll have a watch perfectly made for her. Sherry Carpenter says, bless you. Thank you so much. Dude, this tree... Oh, there's a squirrel up there. I was like, why is this tree dropping a bunch of stuff? There's a dang squirrel in the tree. You're lucky I'm not hungry, squirrel, or this will turn into a hunting channel. Just kidding, demonetized. Reading comments. Okay, how do I feel about the new Zenith? Well, dropping nuts on your head. How do I think about the new Alpinist? Excuse me. I think I said new Zenith. What is going on with my brain right now? How do I like the new Alpinist? Okay. I think the magnifier is cool. I know people freaking hate that. I called it. I don't know if you guys recall, but I called it that it would have it would be released under the Pro Spec series. And yes, in that same episode, I said anything that's going to be Pro Specs is going to be around $1,000. Okay, so it's selling around what, $750? That's around $1,000. Yes, it's under $1,000, but it's around there. And so I knew it. I said that if and when they do re-release the Alpinist, it's going to be under the Pro Spec series, and they're doing that. I think the white dial looks really nice, but it would bother me to get the new white one, because I would want to get the older white one. But yeah, I like them, guys. I think they look cool. Vince says, what's up? Got a vintage date just drop in. First Rolex in months. Hey man, mazel tov. Cowboy Swami says, thoughts on Vacheron Constantin and Audemars Piguet not having in-house movements on all their watches? So you're talking about the older ones having like Valjoux-based movements and stuff? That doesn't bother me. That doesn't bother me. Gabriel says, what's the best brand to start with? Excuse me. What's the best brand to start with vintage watches? You know, I've made an episode. It might have been in 2018. It might have been a year ago now. But I made an episode talking about, like, vintage watches you should buy now. I think that, honestly, look at any companies that are currently Swatch companies. If you look at their vintage watches, you can often find them. Now, the trick is getting them in good condition with reliable servicing, a reputable service history, I should say, because what you don't want to have happen is get one of these older vintage watches and have it be totally butchered inside. That would be terrible. But I would say, depending on your budget, maybe look up some vintage Tissot. I think easily there are more vintage Tissot that I would wear over any modern Tissot. So yes. Andrew Hannah, my moderator, is writing in Cyrillic, and I cannot read that. I am part Russian, but I cannot read that. Waba says, speaking of Zenith, is it just down to marketing that they're not as desirable as, say, Rolex or Omega? That's hard to say, man. That is really, 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 really hard to say. Because it's no... You'd have to be a fool or just plain ignorant to discount the effect of marketing on sales, right? So obviously Rolex has cornered has accrued the largest amount of brand equity when it comes to any wristwatch company. Omega has a very good marketing team as well. I think Zenith did not and does not have the same... I know, I knew that when I said I was like part Russian, people would be like, oh, he's an asset. I have so many jokes that I just don't want to say on YouTube right now. I don't think they had the same consistency in catalog and in product. You know, I made a video on why Rolex has crushed it and kept crushing it throughout the years. But don't get it twisted, guys. Zenith is not a second-rate watch company when you compare it to Rolex. It's not. Zenith makes some of the coolest chronographs ever. And you can find a Zenith at the Time Teller shop right now. James K, throw the link up. Jade 2010 from Switzerland, what's going on? Malcolm the moderator says we've been infiltrated by Russian bots. Rishi Harish says Reverso or Speedmaster for graduating. Dang, those are two great watches. You will not go wrong with either. If I'm totally honest. You know what, I was gonna say I'm gonna be a little biased. I'm really not biased because I own both of those watches. But I'm gonna say Reverso, dude, because Speedmasters will always be there. You'll always be able to find a Speedmaster. There's a million different kinds of Omega Speedmasters. But the Reverso, if you have a chance to get a Reverso, and dude, if you get a Reverso as like a graduation gift, are you kidding me? Do that. Do that, do that, do that. Reverso. Corey says, will you consider your own, some trolls trying to be a troll. Corey says, will you consider your own watch brand like Long Island watches? I get that question a lot, especially after what Mark did, releasing his own watch. I was gonna say the amount of work to do so is deterrent, but that is, I work so much anyway right now that like adding another thing, it's kind of just like I'm at a consistent state of like discomfort when it comes to like my workload. I'm just kidding. I love what I do, guys. But that does not sound appealing to me right now. I think what I'm having fun doing. Did you guys like my Pokemon bit in the Friday rant yesterday's episode? That Pokemon bit killed me, dude. I forgot that I did that. And so when Gato sent me the edit and I saw it, I could not stop cracking up. But what I'm trying to say is, I think what is most appealing to me right now is the hunt of finding vintage watches and adding them to the shop. So designing my own watch and going through that kind of labor is not super appealing to me right now. The labor of love for me right now, my focus is like the hunt of finding cool watches for my shop and adding them to that collection and I mean ideally selling them to you guys. So yeah. What's Vince saying? Vince says, James, I have an Invicta Urban DNA, but don't look at me. Vince and I don't agree on everything, just like, you know, everyone here, we don't agree on everything with each other, but Vince is proof that just because I am like, I make videos making fun of Invicta and he happens to like some Invictas, we can get along, right? Like for instance, I like this bubble back. A lot of people think it's hideous. We can still get along. It does not matter. It's not the end of the world, people. And that's true. Vince is not Vincero, Tippy Cafu. Vladimir says, tell us how come you don't like G-Shock, G-Steel, and the analog G-Shocks. I like analog G-Shocks. I have a Mudmaster. I like analog G-Shocks. I don't like G-Steel because they're ugly. Like, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, right? Let me see if I get better sun here. Let me see. One second. Is this better? Or is it too dark? I'm gonna stay here. Can one of my moderators let me know? Cowboy Swami says I missed a super chat. One of my moderators, can you write what the super chat is? Steven, Certified T3 Bot says, I was curious if you guys pre-plan the edits, or if you both just surprise each other. That's cool. So I have an outline and like talking points. James, you just hid Cowboy Swami. No! All right, I'll have to fix that. Goes whoops. The power's gone to his head. Cowboy, we're gonna sort this out later. Can one of my moderators move the sign out of the way? Yeah, it's like Joe Rogan. Hey, Jamie, can you pull that up? Cowboy Swami said, I thought Vacheron and AP use JLC movements in new watches. I might have to make a movement. I might have to make a video about this, explaining the differences between the movements they use. Corey says, thank you for answering my questions. You're a legend. Never ever change your style, especially your rants. Thank you so much. John says, one of your funniest videos, not so much of a rant, more like an unvarnished truth. Yeah, man. Okay, so what was, someone was asking me about, like, our production process. So I have a bunch of talking points. Oh, Cowboy was unhidden by James. Perfect. Welcome back, Cowboy. Thank you, James. Okay, so I have, like, an outline and talking points of what I say, like what I want to say in the episode, and obviously, you know, I do my thing on the camera. But then essentially, and yes, there is some dialogue between Gato and I, like the editors and I, on like sometimes I'll give them a cue, like, yo, this is what, like, I was trying to do here, so if you can do that, like, that'd be cool. And you know, there's phone calls and there's meetings and there's Google documents sent to each other back and forth, and we have group chats and everything, but we do have group like conferences and stuff where we talk about what the goal is and this and that. But pretty much episode to episode on average, I just kind of spew my content on the camera, and I'll kind of give him some cues. I'll be like, oh, this is what I meant. But we've been, man, I think we've probably done at least 100 episodes together. So he kind of can anticipate my beats, or my bits, I mean, and the beats. So it's not so much direction on my point. So yeah, it's pretty cool. He'll kind of anticipate what I'm trying to convey. But Steven, I think, was the one that asked the question. To answer your question, it is kind of a surprise because I don't know exactly how he's going to present the bit. So, like, for instance, when I threw the Pokeball, I let him know that I wanted the Pokeball, but then him putting that big Invicta there and stuff, that was pretty fun. So yeah, it's a surprise on both sides, I suppose. Gato legit adds a lot of humor. It's great. Yeah, man, it rules. Thank you, by the way. Where's William J with my synopsis? Gordon says, what do you do for a living? Is it just the YouTube? I'm a business consultant, bro, and now I run a channel, 2 channels, although Time Away takes more time to produce because we have to actually go out on trips and film. But yeah, 2 channels and a vintage shop. So check that out, and I'm a consultant. Francisco says, Jordan, do you have any advice on buying and or selling vintage Omegas? I'm trying to purchase a quartz constellation from the 80s, Cal 1343. I've made numerous episodes on, you know, how to purchase vintage watches. Essentially, you just got to ask questions. You have to do as much research as you can on the reference number. Omega's very tricky. Omega's super duper tricky. Jack says, congratulations. Thanks so much, ma'am. Omega's tricky, and here's why. They did themselves a disservice by releasing so many different variants and so many different reference numbers, especially during the quartz crisis. They were just churning watches out. So sometimes it's difficult, excuse me, it's difficult to get an exact rundown of a watch and then reference it to another watch, even with the same reference number, simply because they've made so many of them. So ask questions, do your research, try to know exactly what you're getting into before you buy the watch, and that's kind of, and service history, and ask questions. And if the seller isn't willing to answer the questions, then they're probably not someone you want to be doing business with, right? Like, every time someone writes to me asking a question about a watch that I'm selling, obviously I'm going to answer it and be as forthcoming and as transparent as possible, because if I'm not, then why would they buy the thing from me, right? It's just kind of crazy. Milk the moderator says, since we have a plur of moderators, I'm going to hop in the shower. Have a good one, guys. Stop banning Cowboy Swami. All right, have a good one, bro. Illuminati Certified T3 I'm moderator says, AC/DC Highway to Hell plays in the background. I'm here. Heck yeah. Metal. Waba, will you be reviewing any Victorinox? Yes, I have a plan on getting a few Inox in the office to review. That'd be really fun. Dams Chen with the super chat. CQ Panorama Date. Man, I don't have a ton of experience on that. You know what? If you follow me on Instagram, write to me on Instagram and send me some specs on that. I'll tell you exactly what I think about that. Unfortunately, I don't have my laptop with me here, so I can't like look up all the stuff. What do I think about the Longines Hydro Quest? I think it's overpriced for what it is, dude. I think there's a lot of better divers you can get for that money. Did you guys like that? James Kelly says, yo, T3, any chance of a hyperclinical live chat soon? Hyperclinical. This morning, perhaps early afternoon, depending on the time, I am presenting you my Rolex bubble back. Now, they call it a bubble back not because the back is actually a bubble. The back is a little bit more bulbous because of the Aigle movement they use. Now, this movement, although produced by Aigle, is still technically in-house movement for Rolex. Again, the back is not actually a bubble. It's not actually a bubble. You'll find if the back of the watch were actually a bubble, it would be perhaps difficult to wear daily. Moving on to the crystal, also a bit bubbly, but again, although transparent, it is not in fact a bubble either. Perhaps confusing a bit. The watch does. Did I mention? There are no actual bubbles in the watch itself. Please, forgive me for the confusion. I did not create the name of the watch. Rolex didn't even create the name of the watch. Watch enthusiasts gave it the endearing name of a bubble, although there are no actual bubbles in the watch. Oh my God, people are staring at me, guys. I black out, by the way, while I'm doing these characters, so I don't know actually what I'm saying at all. David Hahn says, thoughts on the Longa Odysseus? Well, it's a crappy Nautilus. that's what I have to say. Yeah, there's like 100 people staring at me online, so I guess it's all good. There goes half the viewers. Jose says, I almost passed out there during the detailed bubble analysis. I might have to make a video doing that exact bit. Would you guys mind? Dima says, oof, this is painful. Three-year-old boomer says, you can't do a hyperclinical chat without some classical music in the background. If I had Bach playing in the background on some like old, what was it? Not a megaphone, but what did they call the old like record players, like the really archaic ones? That'd be hilarious. Jory, is that beard keeping you warm? Vince, it is. And this This Columbia vest is surprisingly toasty. I have it unzipped right now because I'm actually, now that I like pulled it off, I actually might just take it off because it is very, very warm. Gramophone, thank you so much. Ooh, the traps are popping today, guys. Yeah, yeah. Never trust a man who wears a vest. No reason, I just say it. You need a monocle. Yeah, if I wore just a... Hello. You know how people, you know how some people on their YouTube videos, like in the title, it'll be like, I don't know, pick a watch, like Rolex Submariner review, 4K. Like it'll say 4K if they're shooting it in 4K, or like how it used to be like HD. What if I did some like redundant reviews on watches I've already spoken about, but done like hyperclinical, and we just do reviews on all these other watches I've already spoken about, but hyperclinical. Ugh. Everything turns like gray when I do that. Ugh. John says, hey, Rory, glad you're not on fire. Nick says, is your STI still stock, or did you add goodies? I added some goodies, some pizzazz. You can go on Instagram and check it out. I have a few doodads in there and more to come because I'm doing a rally build for the Time Away channel. That's my goal. That fellow there says there's a certified T3 bot. Says there's a rumor that if you get to 90,000 subscribers, Warby Parker will sponsor you. Dude, I don't know who told you that, but that would be dope. I love Warby Parker, man. That'd be dope. Jose says do it. Hyperclinical. Beard reveal at 1 million subscribers. I love it when meme pages on Instagram are like face reveal. Okay, so Dry 3er says, hey yo, what do you think of the ETA versus Sellita subject? Lots of micro brands rolling out Sellita movements, but kind of feel that ETA is more premium and will have better resale value. Do you know why that's the case? Do you know why that's the case? Because ETA has the might of Swatch Group and their marketing team behind them. So obviously when things become more exclusive and when Swatch Group is able to say, hey, ETA is exclusive in all these watches, all of our watches, all these big premium brand names, people are like, oh, ETA must be better. The fact is, the really terrible fact, the really, oh, naughty fact, is that Sellita is just as good as ETA, and the internet explodes. That is the truth, guys. A basic ETA movement and a Sellita SW200 one, there is no difference. Don Sinacci, ciao. Don Sinacci and Fabio Napoliano. You wanna get through me, you gotta get through my boys. Don Sinacci and Fabio Napoliano. You really wanna fight him? Nah. Got the baseball bat in the back. New York! Should you ever buy a Swatch? Yeah, why not? Do it. Vince says, what do you think of these people recently converting pocket watches to wristwatches? So this has happened for a long while, Vince, actually. And it's a bummer because in the older days of of like trying to hunt for watches on like early eBay and stuff, people would buy like old Vacherons or like old whatever, another premium brand, and it ended up being pocket watch conversions. So people have been recasing pocket watches for a very long time. I'm not a big fan of it. Yeah, if Gillette sponsored you, would you shave? Never, and I don't have any interest in working with a brand like Gillette. Because I'm proud of being a manly man. Dryer, I hope that's what you're trying to say. Dryer, like DRI3, which is a ER, says, haha, thanks, you're the greatest. Thanks, man. You are. Illuminati certified T3 and moderator says, what happens when you wind the beard up? Dude, you don't want to know. The beard is looking quite nice today, actually. Very full.
What?
James K, certified T3 bot, says, rare quilted dial Elgin Garfield still available with 1-year guarantee. All watches purchased during the live stream come with a handwritten note from Jory, and he has a link. And that's actually true. James K's got some jokes. He's got some good humor. That's why he's a moderator, because he's got some humor. He's got some jokes. He's a funny guy. He's a fun guy. He's a mushroom. But it's true, guys. I don't know if this is actually a selling point, but when you do purchase a watch from my site, I actually do write a note, because that's honestly the least I can do to have you guys supporting the shop. So James Thomas says, really enjoy the channel. Thank you, brother. Kevin Hand says, do I use beard butter? No. I don't know. I use beard oil. I don't think that's the same thing. See, I'm not really, I know I look super fashionable, but I'm really kind of an idiot. I don't know if you guys know that. I'm dumb. So when, I'm not affiliated with this company, although I would like to be, but it's a pretty big company, and I don't think they even know. I mean, obviously they don't know who I am, but Redken makes a bunch of products for men and women. They make like hair beauty products for women, and they make a really nice beard oil, actually. And it smells really good, but it's not super strong. Some beard oils out there have like a really strong smell, and I don't know if I want that on my face all day. But there's something called Redken Brews, and you can find it. I actually have it at my affiliate store, my Amazon affiliate store. So if you click a link and you buy that there, then it does support the channel. But yeah, Redken Brews. Connie really likes the smell of it, and that's all I really care about. So and it moisturizes my face without like making me break out, but it also, you know, when you have a beard that's like, I don't know if you'd consider this a long beard, but when you have a beard and you don't wear it, sometimes there's some like flyaways and stuff. So having some beard oil kind of keeps it in place without doesn't give it like a stiff feeling like pomade might or something. Doesn't give it like a really stiff, like crackly feeling. Just moisturizes it a bit and keeps it, you know, nice and proper. So people ask how I keep it like in this shape, and it's literally, I play with it 24/7 to make sure that it's not messed up. But yeah, I put Redken Brews beard oil. Finn says, be back in 15. Um, 30-year-old boomer says, beard butter balm has similar moisturizing properties as oil, but it's more for styling. Oh, perfect. Maybe if you guys have a recommendation that I can try out, then I'd be down to check it out. But I don't have much experience, believe it or not. I've only ever used, I've checked out a few different oils, but the only one that I've really enjoyed has been Redken Brews. And I don't really have, and it's brews like brewing something, like BREWS. It's not brews like a brews. Although that would be kind of metal. How long have you been sporting the beard? Since for a very long time, dude. And I've shaved on and off randomly. But it all started, so I did a summer program at Berkeley in Boston for music, actually. And I started shaving when I was in 6th grade because I had a stupid, like fuzzy lip that got darker and darker, and it was awkward. So like my dad taught me how to shave, and actually started shaving in like 6th grade. It was bad. And then one summer, junior year of high school, I didn't bring my razor, and it was like, I think it was like a 2-week long, program or something, and I grew some facial hair, and I liked it, and I was like, ooh, and so I tried to keep it. My mom didn't like me having it, so I would have to shave like my face, because I was living at home and everything, and I was still in high school, so my mom's like, obviously you can't like, you're not a grown-up yet. And then when I moved out here to LA and stuff, and I was on my own, I was like, okay, yeah, shaving every day is terrible. So if I can have a profession where I'm in charge and I don't have to shave, then I'm definitely gonna do that. So pretty much on and off since like junior year of high school. Corey says, no love for motorcycles. Dude, I absolutely love motorcycles. I've driven a Kawasaki Ninja. It was my friend's. Really loved it. Got it out of my system because driving in Los Angeles, it's not a matter of when you will wreck. It's not a matter of if you will wreck. It's a matter of when you will wreck. So if I lived in an area that was plains, big open plains, and not a lot of cars, and it was very smooth, then I would probably ride. But in Los Angeles, I get a lot of UK viewers that are like, oh, a proper London street has terrible potholes, and you've never driven on a London road. Oh, you complain over there, but you've never been to London. You don't know about London roads. And I'm like, have you been to Los Angeles? There's like craters there, and you know what the city does if they ever choose to fix it? They just spray paint around it to be like, there's a pothole here. It's like, yeah, cool, are you gonna fix it? And they're like, okay, we'll fix it. So what they do is they put this tar over it, but they don't really spend any time flattening it out. So there's like a huge mound, which almost makes it even more dangerous. And guys, so can I rant? Am I allowed to rant? Because I still have coffee left, so can I rant, guys, please? Some sun here. Illuminati certified T3 bot and moderator says rant is a go. Okay. I got my Rubicon, my Jeep Rubicon, 2006. Okay. I built that thing up. That has more things done to it than any of my other cars combined. It's not great to drive on the highway. Okay. Really low gears, gas guzzler, 35-inch tires. Solid axles front and rear, so you know it's bumpy. It's great though, and we take it on trips, and I love it, and I still own it. But when I was finding myself having to drive on the highways here to get to all these different places in Los Angeles, because Los Angeles isn't like New York. Like if you guys have been to the East Coast cities, like Manhattan, for instance, New York is built upwards. So no one in New York actually owns a car, and they have a really efficient public transportation system. Los Angeles does not have that, okay? So you need a car if you live in Los Angeles, because public transportation you don't want to use it, and it's non-existent at really annoying times. And then everything is so spread out that you need to have a car. Like you're not gonna drive or take public transport to a certain area because it's really far away. So when I found myself having to drive to all these different areas, the Jeep was like, man, it was not super great to drive everywhere. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna get a daily driver. So I got the 370. I told myself, all right, I'm not gonna do anything. I'm not gonna do anything to the 370. It's going to be my daily driver. It's going to be efficient. Boom. Excuse me. What did I do? It lasted like 3 months, and then I gutted it. Full racing suspension, stiff as a board, gutted on the inside, loud, like terribly loud, 3 inches from the headers back, full ECU crack. The thing would spit flames. It was it was a track demon, dude. The thing was awesome. And when I first met Connie, she was like, "Ooh, this is fun." And then after we drove in it in a while, she was like, "Oh, it's kind of uncomfortable." And then like when it'd be cold outside, or cold, because it never really super gets cold, but when it was like a cold start, the thing would just backfire. Like randomly we'd be driving and then I'd downshift or something, or I'd let off the gas, it'd be so Connie ended up being like, "Oh, it's not super fun to drive around." And then it was so stiff that like getting into driveways and stuff, it was, you know, we couldn't drive anywhere pretty much with it. So I told myself I'm gonna get a I turned 30 and I was like, I'm gonna get a proper car, and a fun one. And I've always wanted an STI, and I'm really into rally. So I was like, okay, it's time to treat myself and get myself a car that was on my grail list since, you know, the 22B. So what I'm trying to get at is I'm happy I have a rally car right now, and I can actually eat these potholes no problem. But Los Angeles roads suck, and I'm sorry that I went on a rant. All right. More questions, guys. Sorry about that random rant about cars. Hope you don't mind. A lot of watch guys are car guys though, so I think, you know, there's a bit of a crossover. Rant ended. Reading comments. People are asking about, excuse me, dude, I was drinking yesterday. No, Connie and I grabbed dinner last night, and I was drinking, what was it? I don't drink alcohol, by the way. I think it was either from my hydro flask or something that we had at dinner. But you know how I have my 64-ounce hydro flask that I drink every day. But stupidly, some water got to the back of my throat, and it has messed me up the whole entire evening. I was coughing, and then still right now I'm like messed up. Benjamin says, Jory, you need to switch to Pete's Coffee and their black Thai Vietnamese coffee. Take it in there. I like Pete's. I typically get their cold brew fog when I go to Pete's. But I'll try the other one. But this one, you know, I support local businesses. This little coffee shop over here, I know I'm friendly with the family there, so I like, you know, going in there and supporting them. It's kind of a Saturday ritual, if you will. John, get back to skin and hair products immediately. But yeah, and I actually just picked up some Black Rifle coffee. Ooh, I probably shouldn't have said that on YouTube. I'm gonna get demonetized. But yeah, just picked up some of that to brew at home. So I'm excited for that, and supporting those guys over there. Yeah, see, Chi-Town, California knows what I'm talking about, man. You get some water down the wrong pipe, and you're gonna see your life flash before your eyes. You know what? Seiko Monaco is pretty cool. I actually made an episode, a little sneak peek, if you will. You're gonna see it next week, or this coming week, about the Tag Heuer limited edition Monaco. And guess what, guys? I actually applaud Tag Heuer. Golf clap for Tag. Andrew says, watches, check. Cars, check. Motorcycles, check. Chi-Town, California, certified T3 bot says, growing out a beard, and man, does it itch like mad. So there is a point when it itches, but when it gets to this, like even well before this stage, there's an awkward stage where it itches, but once it actually grows out away from your face, it doesn't itch. So there's a silver lining, guys. 30-year-old boomer says, wait, Tag's doing something right? Who are you and what did you do with the real Jory? No, they actually did something correct. Car Guy says, what's your next watch going to be, or are you going with the flow? So let's be honest, I'm always going with the flow here. I have a loose plan about my life, but like, who knows what the heck is happening? I have no idea what's happening. So I might seem like I have it all together, guys, but I'm just like you. I wake up and, you know, I was gonna say I wake up and I put my pants on one leg at a time, but the truth is sometimes I just don't even want to wear pants. And I'm like, what is life, you know? Like, is anything I'm doing right now significant at all? Was my birth and existence on this earth relevant to, you know, the future of society or humanity as a whole? Do I really matter? Does Connie even exist? Like, is love just something that was programmed into my cells because humanity really is just a system and we're trying to prolong the system, kind of like a virus multiplying? Or is there actual significant real feelings involved? Or are feelings just programs like a system to duplicate itself? Swag. Reading comments. Oh great, another YouTuber that doesn't wear pants. Illuminati certified T3 moderator said hashtag deep. Duda says, did not see that coming. I'm still coughing from last night. Wow. Sorry, guys. You know, I was kind of deep. People are depressed. Kenny says, take the red pill. Went to 0 to 100 real quick. No, so to get back to the question that he had, guys, that was a bit I was trying. Car Guy asks if like what watch I'd like to get next. So I have 2 watches that I'm gunning for, and who knows if it'll happen, because wait, real quick, that fellow there, certified T3 bot, says, Jory, the history books will see you as a huge proponent in the economic stabilization of society through YouTube watch hobbyists. I'm just doing my part here, guys. Thank you. So okay, Car Guy, I am going with the flow. Like, for instance, I'm open to, if I see something else, oh, I might want that, cool. But there's 2 watches I really want. Okay, really, really want. One is the white gold President, 36mm President. Ideally, you know, vintage. 1990s, I would settle for, obviously. And a Rolex 1016. So I have 2 Rolexes on the top of my list that I really, really want. The 1016 Explorer, gilt black dial. I would love that. Patinated indexes and hands. That's one that I really, really want. And then the white gold President, clean, like silver dial. Oh man. Who knows if like when that'll happen, but William J, certified T3 bot, says, happy Saturday all. Did I arrive just in time for the last sip? No, we still got a bunch to go, guys. The live streams are getting longer and longer. I hope you don't mind. But yeah, these are kind of longer live streams now. So sorry, guys. Guys, don't breathe when you're trying to drink something. Someone said they've never seen my legs. Nike Prestos, modern shoes, and a very not modern watch. Swag. Gerby says, Live streams are the best, especially yours, dudes. Thank you so much. Andrew Hannum says, well, life is calling, Jory. Have a good one, dude. Illuminati says, pro-life tip, don't breathe while drinking. Oh, dude, it's so much nicer here. There's no sun over here. And they cut down, guys, so this is like the judgmental tree you all complained about. There used to be a tree. Where is it? I'd be the worst weatherman because I don't know like where I am relative to the camera. There used to be a tree here, but they cut it down, so there's like no shade but by where I sit. So I'm trying to think if the sun's here. If I move, 1 second, guys. So sorry. So sorry. Wait, but now I can't read the screen. Oh god, technical difficult. I am learning how to be a human. Okay. I'm gonna get a tan on this side of my face, but whatever. John, Certified Teeth Ross says, wow, that Girard-Perregaux at the shop. Wow. So, if someone doesn't buy that, probably by the end of next week, I might take that off the shop and keep it. I think that was an M2. Yeah, it's an M2. Dude, I'm not a big Beamer guy, but those M2s, that would be something I'd rock. Man, the sun is killing me. The sun is just killing me right now. Hope you don't mind. I'm gonna walk away from my coffee for a second. That thing is backfiring. So what I was saying is, so sorry. Jory is not sorry. Roar of the Tiger, have a good one, dude. Yeah, if that GP doesn't sell by like end of next week, I might take it off the shop and just keep it, because when I saw that, I was like, whoa, and I had to scoop it up. So, and you know the worst part is I put it under $1,000 on Halloween. I did a little sneaky sale, and no one bought it. So I was kind of like, okay, I might just keep it. Reading comments. Yeah, the hands are super sharp. Illuminati, I'm gonna head out. The hands are super sharp. It has a date complication, gold capped case, 36 millimeter case with a 42 millimeter lug to lug. So it's vintage enough to be very classic and elegant, but it's not microscopic to the point where like you couldn't wear it every day. It looks very, very, very nice and super wearable. So yeah, I'm a huge fan. James K says, don't let Jory keep the GP, and he has a link. What do I think of the new Longa Odysseus? It's like a bad Nautilus, guys. It's an ugly, ugly watch. It seemed very forced. Huge bummer. Not a fan. Not at all a fan. If I keep the GP, will I write myself a note? Yeah, I'll box it up and I'll mail it to my address. When I could just wear it home. Yeah. Hold on. I see an area that has some shade. 1 second. Do I have everything? Yes. Let me try not to get hit by a car while I'm walking away. William J. Jewish business consultant, freshly barbered, sipping Vietnamese coffee, wearing Warby Parker glasses, driving a Jeep Rubicon or Subaru STI, 7.5-inch wrists, much larger biceps, Connie's love of his life. Amen. If you can dodge a car, you can dodge a dodgeball. 1 second. Oh, I see a shady spot. going to capitalize on it. There's a curb here that I'm so scared of because one day when I was walking, I tripped and I like twisted my ankle on the curb, and it was such a bummer. Okay, I found a shady spot, guys. And guess what? My STI. Do, 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 do. Dude, I'm like hiding in a little nook because I'm trying to find like a shady spot. I'm not done with my coffee yet, so I have to like keep streaming. I hope you guys don't mind. 30-year-old boomer says, I know on Instagram you went to the Halloween party as laundry. There's a coincidence you happened to pick Gaines as detergent. Heck yeah, dude, I went as Gaines. That was the joke. I'm just kidding. James. Oh, great question, that fellow there. Certified T3 buses. Jory, how many watches in your collection will be reset the time change tomorrow? Let's see, probably my Explorer 2, my Tuna, my SSC 081, and my Date 1500 probably. But I'm not gonna sit down and do an hour change on all of them. What was cringeworthy? Reading comments. Car guy, can you drive with other YouTubers on your Time Away channel? That'd be cool. I'd have to get in contact with them because I don't think they know who I am. Do I use watch winders? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Dima says, wait, you're in the northern hemisphere, how come it's not cold here? Because it's Southern California, man. It's just one kind of straight climate the whole time. Timothy says, sorry I'm late, congrats on 80,000. Thank you so much, bro. It was all thanks to you guys. Bernie, thank you. Chi-Town, California says, Jory always keeps his Seamaster on a winder. Yeah, my Seamaster 1020 is always on a winder because that thing needs to stay running, because if it dies, the day-date complication gears sometimes overlap, and then it's annoying and blah blah blah, and that's one of the downfalls of that movement. But yeah, wristwatch check, bubble black 2940, baby. Dima. Any thoughts on DNA testing? Is it worth it? Do you mean like the 23andMe? If you're interested in that stuff, then yeah, go for it. I mean, I don't know. I haven't done it. Connie's done it. And it said she was Chinese, which is not. I was like, Connie, you're the last person that needs to do this. She took 23andMe and it was like, you are Chinese. It's like, wow, so interesting, Connie. You're telling me that your family that's lived in China forever, that moved here recently, is only Chinese? Connie was born here, but whatever. Doesn't matter for Jory, he will be 50% reptilian anyway. That's true. It's gonna be like 100%. Like, it'll be like, because I'm Spanish and Eastern European, so it's gonna like do a breakdown of like various like Eastern European countries. And that's gonna be like Ashkenazi Jewish, and then it's gonna be like the different like Spanish whatever, and then it's gonna say 100% reptilian, and then there with that like sheet, that spreadsheet, it's gonna say click here, and I click it, and then it's going to give me my badge for Men in Black. Wristwatch enthusiast says, hello all, congrats man, wish you 100K soon, greetings from Bulgaria. That's the goal, baby. Trying to get to 100,000. So John asks if I will unfriend him if he gets an FJ40. A fake Jeep 40? I'm just kidding. I won't mind, but just know that it's a fake Jeep. I'm kidding. Stop lying, Connie is 100% Irish. Yeah. That's pretty cool. So someone that did the DNA testing found his biological father. That's cool.
Why is he noted those?
Chi-Town, California. 100% Chinese, 1000% watch addict enabler. Are you doing something special for 80,000? Doing a long live stream? But not really. I mean, the goal, it's not that I'm not thankful for 80,000. Obviously, I never thought I would ever get here. The big milestone for me is going to be 100. I want to do something fun for 100. And I'm definitely going to do a big State of the Collection episode. And yeah, that's going to be, yeah. Sam Brooks is here. Alpha Dad can't talk about that stuff on YouTube. Rohit says Jory's doing 10 giveaways on his 100,000. White Gold Grill, 100,000 teeth check. Wouldn't that be crazy? Everyone expects me to get a watch and I buy myself a grill. MVMT giveaway, yeah, obviously. Bremen, Alpinist. Between Starbo 3.3 or Alpinist, obviously Alpinist. And then you'll realize you don't want a Starbo 3.3. Jay says, congratulations again, Jory. Have a great day. Thank you, brother. Bernie says, Jeep, just exchange every part. No, Jeep stands for just empty every pocket. Steve says, Jay, would you consider a Cartier Santos Dumont current quartz release from SIH H19? Yeah, super good. I love those. Steve says, also big congrats. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Never thought we'd be here. 80,000. 80,000 people have randomly chosen to watch the stupid content I produced. Ooh, Cartier Ballon Bleu. So I think there's certain iterations of that watch that look really cool. Would that be the first Cartier I pick? Probably not. I would probably get the dual time, like the Sentry. Like that new skeletonized Sentry. I hate skeleton watches, but that is so cool. I'd probably pick that. Timothy says, it wasn't random. You put out a good show. Thanks, brother. I appreciate it. Favorite non-pro pilot Oris. I really like the Oris Artelier regulator watch. Check it out. Single-hander. Steve says, haha, hardly stupid, always a good time. Always good to get real opinions in this crazy watch world. Dude, that's the watch world is absolutely crazy. Let's get that straight. You're absolutely right about that. Oh, bro, Cartier Slim, the Drive moon phase. Now that is a watch, dude, in gold. Gorgeous. Dude, one of my friends, Robbie, taught me that Fiat acronym. Fix it again, Tony. It's so good. Wait, George, you have to seek shelter? Yeah, because they cut down the freaking tree that I use as shade. So now I gotta, like, hide. Like, gotta hide from the sun because I'm a cold-blooded reptilian. Mikola says, the episode about what's wrong with watch collecting is awesome. I laughed all the time. Thank you so much. The episode was way longer than they normally are, but we realized that it was just one long rant, and it had to be done. Timothy says, how far across LA are you from the fire? So Timothy, what you need to understand is there's about like 6 fires going on, and I'm not even exaggerating. There's literally 6 going on. And they're all over. Interestingly enough, I am actually not super close to any of them, luckily. So I'm not super affected except for like the really poor air quality, and there's already really bad air quality in Los Angeles County, but you know, you'd get like soot sometimes you're breathing in depending on where you are, but yeah, there was like 6 fires going on the last 2 weeks. John, have a good one, brother. Braden, have a good one. Thanks for joining in, brother. Steve, any chance you'd host a watch party when you hit 100,000? SoCal, NorCal, both Cal. I'm up in the Bay, smoke from kin started to lift finally. Oh yeah, man, you're right near there. You can smell smoke all the way down to San Diego. Yeah, it's really bad because of the amount of fires that are happening here. Not a conspiracy theorist, but these are all man-made for sure. Jared says, I don't care what anyone says, your beard is awesome, it really should have its own YouTube channel. Yeah, if someone wants to start a channel, Jory's Beard, that'd be hilarious, and I'd 100% support it. 100 minutes in and we're still broadcasting, bro. I still have some coffee. We're gonna end it soon because I'm almost out of coffee, but. Yeah, there is a Jory's Beard member. Oh, dang! Jory's Beard is here. What is going on, dude? Yeah, hasn't been here in a while. What's up, Jory's Beard? Yeah, now, Rob, now people are asking for a Jory's Mont Blanc channel. That'd be hilarious. It's still going because I still had coffee, and it's 80,000. I wanted to celebrate 80,000. Give me a break. Give me a break. I had to celebrate 80,000 subscribers. Square watches, Cartier. Or, dude, you want to support the channel, if you're interested in a square watch, Linden, check out the Time Teller shop. We have a beautiful Elgin Garfield with a super rare, incredibly clean, factory quilted dial and small seconds, 19 jewel hand wind movement. That is the watch to get. If you're interested in a really interesting case shape, semi-square watch, that is the one to get. Under $400, buy it, and I'll write you a note. Eduardo says, keep up the good work. Ferzion says, hello, what's going on, bro? James K has a link to that. SoCal ever gonna offer vintage Rado watches? I don't know much about Rado, however you want to say it. Don't see any that like jump out to me, but maybe when I find one that I really like, I'll pick one up. Salvador says, I'm going to wear my SKX 009 in honor of your 80,000 subscribers. Thank you so much, man. Timothy says, hello, Hungary. Chi-Town, I mentioned Frank Mueller, or Mueller, however you want to say, in an episode next week. And I'm not a huge fan, but there is one that I like, and I mentioned it in that episode. Kostas says, greetings from Greece. I know how to say something in Greek. Fere munero. Fere munero. Give me some water, right? I think that I went to college with some guy from Greece, and he taught me that. I hope I didn't say anything like terrible. James K with the super chat says, congrats on 80K, Jory, and thanks for hanging out with us. Well, thank you for being a moderator, guys. Give my moderators a hand. They support these live streams. I'm obviously trying to read questions and stuff, and so I can't always be moderating. And yeah, thank you guys so much. Couldn't do it without them. Joey reads his pizza party for 100,000. Dude, I would absolutely love to. Eduardo with the super chat. Thank you guys so much. Fist bump. Bow. Bow. But unfortunately, guys, done with coffee. We're gonna wrap this one up. Over 106 minutes, 80,000 subscribers. Kaiser says, thank you, Jory. Thank you, Kaiser. Seriously, from the bottom of my heart, a little over 2 years ago, I made an episode about this. Jody gave me a shout out. I gotta did he? Well, he makes the best content ever, so I'm sure most, if not all of you guys subscribe to Just One More Watch, but Jody from Just One More Watch, he is the man, and he absolutely deserved every single bit of success that he has. So he's the freaking man, and honestly one of the nicest guys I've interacted with in the watch YouTube space. So he's awesome. But speaking of this channel, not to be narcissistic, the first ever video I made a little over 2 years ago is about this watch, so I had to make it today. Getting kind of serious today. I want to thank each one of you guys, because I honestly did not think that I would have any viewers. I think I've said it before, but I made an episode about this watch because one of my best friends, Patrick, we were talking about watches, because obviously I'm an enthusiast, and I was talking about this watch, and he was like, hey, why don't you just make an episode about that watch? Well, like, why don't you just film it and put it on YouTube? And I was like, nah. And I was like, why? No one would care. He's like, just do it. Just like, no one talks about the bubble back. They always talk about the Submariner. So I made a really stupid episode. I swore a bunch. Ooh, someone just bought the Garfield, I think. Congratulations to whoever bought it. Thank you so much for supporting the shop. Let me know if it was one of you guys. But yeah, I didn't think anybody would care about this watch or what I had to say, and then lo and behold, people watched the episode, and they wanted more content, and it's difficult not to get emotional, guys, but you've changed my life. Thank you so much. I wake up with a sense of purpose. I wake up with friends. I feel like I get to hang out with friends every week. I have never met you guys in person, but I get to I kind of know your guys' personalities and senses of humor, and I love riffing with you guys and hanging out with you guys. So seriously, my life would not be as good without you guys. And I mean that, and I know it's cheesy and silly, but thank you so much. And here's to many more. Thank you. So 80,000 subscribers in the book. You guys freaking rock. I love each and every one of you, and you don't go unnoticed when you comment, when you watch my episodes. I really do read everything, and I appreciate you guys. So you rock. Garfield buyer, you got to know who did it, who bought it. Who bought it? Brenman says that Elgin looked too cool. Thank you so much, brother. Thank you so much. But yes, that fella there, get out of your comfort zone. All right. Doing this stuff, it was very uncomfortable. It wasn't normal for me, so I had to get out of my comfort zone, and it worked out for me, and it'll work out for you too. So number one, get out of your comfort zone, and number two, probably more important than number one, is tell someone you love them, because even when you yourself feel down in the dumps, sometimes to get yourself back in gear, you have to show love to someone else. So I'm going to start it off. I love you guys, each and every one of you. Brenman, thank you so much for picking up the Elgin Garfield. You rock. We're going to have one final inspection on that one, pack it up and ship it out to you. Yeah, love you guys. You guys are my friends, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I love it when you guys write to me. I love interacting with you guys, and I love you guys. So God bless. Stay safe. Wherever you are, whatever day it is, enjoy yourself. Have a good time. And I'm thinking about you. So, Dan Sinacci. Have a good one. I'm Jory Goodman, the Time Teller. Always remember, I did not invent time. I just tell it. Here's to 80,000 more.